What's going on, guys? It's Pokemon Trainer Dino. Today I'm back with an Anipoke episode. Finally, episode 2. Today we will take a look at Journey episode 62 to episode 65 to discuss all news, leaks, and theories regarding these episodes. By the way, thank you for 1k views on my trailer breakdown video. I'm truly grateful for that. But without further ado, let's start with the video. Welcome to Anipoke Network. Okay, first, let's talk about Journeys episode 62, The Depressed Drizzile, which is also the next episode that is coming that was already shown in a preview. But here's the summary regardless. Ghost Sobble, which greatly admires Intelleon, has been practicing outboxing style fighting. And believe it or not, after it saves an unintended Oddish that got into trouble, it evolves into Drizzile. However, since it thought it was going to evolve into an Intelleon, it gets really let down when it looks at its reflection in the water and see it has become a Drizzile. As a result, it secludes itself in a cave, exchanging itself even from Go. Okay, so this summary really changed my perspective towards this episode. Everyone who follows our new podcast, Masters 8 podcast, on Samurai's channel, knows that I was not a big fan of the episode idea. However, I'm really intrigued by the concept of Sobble wanting to be an Intelleon, but discovered that he evolved into Drizzile. This is a really unique concept, and I'm so glad that it isn't a Raboot plotline 2.0. Furthermore, we already have a preview for it, so we have a lot of information and screenshots regarding the episode. Also, we see in other clips that Grookey will now replace Sobble as the new shoulder Pokemon of Go. So maybe they waited for Sobble's evolution, and that's why they introduced Grookey that late. But overall, this summary really changed my mind, and we also already have the preview, like I said, but the episode already airs tomorrow, so let's just see how the episode turns out. Okay, now we're starting with the real hype episode, Journeys episode 63, Challenge the Pokemon Water Obstacle Course. Here's the summary. Ash and Go are watching the Pokemon Water Obstacle Course, an obstacle course race for Pokemon that takes place in the sea, live on TV. It turns out that Kyrie, the partner of the Vaporeon that ended up winning the race, is a friend of Cerie's lab assistant Chrysa. Chloe saw how fascinated Eevee was with Vaporeon, so she decides to visit Kyrie together with Ash and Go so it can meet this Vaporeon it admires so much. Okay, this episode, at the first glance, looks like a boring filler. But we know that Dracovish will appear in this episode. The Dracovish that was absent 10 episodes long. So that's gonna be great. So, nice screen time development for our boy Dracovish. Next point is that Dewgong will also be this episode. So, presumably also the return of Simp Dewgong in this shot. And like I said in my trailer breakdown video, I really like the Simp Dewgong concept. It is a unique trait, and since we saw it in the Dragonite episode, to see the return of this trait is so good. Okay, on top of that, we will also have some sweet screen time for Chrysa. I like it very much, but also that I think that it should also get some spotlight for Renji, since Chrysa and Renji are the assistant, and while Chrysa has been getting attention in the Psyduck episode, in the eating contest episode, I think it's time for Renji to do something except being scared of Gengar. But nevertheless, I can't complain. And sadly, my theory was incorrect about the lab assistant, the Eevee lab assistant. But nevertheless, I'm pretty hyped for this episode. Okay, everybody, calm down. It's happening, but calm down. Journeys episode 64, The Detested Absol. Here's the summary. Ash and Go have received a research request from Hodge in the Hoenn region, a boy Ash battled a while ago. It turns out that the hot spring in Hodge's grandfather runs isn't getting any water anymore. The villagers blame the disaster Pokemon Absol. But is this really Absol's doing? Ash and Go head to the Hoenn region to pin down the actual cause. Okay, so again, at first glance, the episode seems like a boring filler again. But no, this is a misconception, okay? So, before the other long-awaited return that we will talk about later this episode, another minor yet really hype return. We have Hoji, aka Hodge. Okay, so Hodge is a character previously appeared in Journeys episode 7, the Battle Frontier Flute Cup episode. He was, in my opinion, a very cool character with a Mightyena and a Hariyama. He fought against Go as well as Ash. He won against Go and lost against Ash. As Twitter user Axew suggested, maybe Hoji see Go battle and catch Absol and acknowledge his improved battle skill since his win against Go. But we also see Absol being blamed for a Kalos drop because Absol is the disaster Pokemon. But Absol is the disaster Pokemon because he can detect disasters, so that doesn't even mean that he causes disasters. So this probably just will turn out that Absol isn't the cause and everybody is happy. It will just be a filler plotline, but I'm still happy to see Hodge. Just the plotline, to quote Samurai Trainer Z, it is like straight out of AG. Just another Hoenn filler episode. Okay, anyways. I further think that due to it's in Hoenn with hot springs, I think it will be in Lavaridge Town in Hoenn. Okay, anyways, to sum up, my expectations are Hoji handled well, Go catches Absol, and just maybe a Go versus Hoji rematch. I don't think there's gonna be an Ash versus Hoji rematch, except if Hoji entered the PWC. But it will be cool, don't get me wrong, but just like Ash defeated Hoji so easily in the last episode, I just don't see a point to have a rematch for them. Okay, all in all, it's gonna be a good episode. Okay guys, now it's actually happening, no need to calm down. Anyways, here's the summary for Journeys episode 65, Dragon Battle, Ash vs Iris. One day, a letter arrives for Ash. It is a battle invitation from Iris, the girl who aims to become Dragon Master. He and the others immediately head for Opelucid Gym in the Unnovan region. Iris can understand how Dragon-type Pokemon feel, so she detects Ash's Dragonite's feelings. And now, a passionate battle between Ash and Iris with advancement to the Pokemon World Championships Hyperclass on the line begins. Okay. Let's go! Iris is here! So, Iris traveled with Ash in the Unova region in the BW series, and now after so long is finally returning, and that in the World Championship battle? Hell yeah, I'm in the hype train. And also, making Iris the one helping Dragonite is just great. Iris being the Dragon Master she is, of course she will help Dragonite. On top of that, we will get a Dragonite versus Dragonite battle, which will be awesome. And on top of that, we head to Opelucid Gym, Drayden's gym we previously visited in BW. What is interesting is, in the game, there are two versions of this gym. One with Drayden as just gym leader, like in the anime, and one with Iris as gym leader. So, many including me speculate that Iris could be a gym leader already, since they head to the gym for the battle. Samurai and I discussed that maybe that Iris is like an assistant, just like Flannery, in the Hoenn region for Drayden, and she is still a gym leader in training, like that. And I have on Twitter told you guys a theory that maybe Drayden tells Iris that this is the chance to prove herself as the gym leader, and if Iris wins against Ash, Iris will not only advance to the Hyper class, of course, also become the new gym leader. I would very much like it if Iris is the gym leader, at least at the end of this episode. If it happens off screen, I don't mind because it is a past companion. It is understandable. Maybe Iris is already a gym leader, so that's why she invites Ash to the gym. But it could also happen in the episode. If Iris becomes a gym leader in the episode, it would be great. Okay, now I want to speculate about the battle itself. Which Pokemon will Iris and Ash use? For Ash, I hope it's Dracovish and Dragonite. That's my final speculation. Okay, it could also be Gengar. No, I'm a bit torn because I have a great love for Gengar. But let's say Dragonite or Dracovish. Okay, Iris is the highlight here. Okay, we probably already know which Pokemon Iris is gonna use. Me, personally, I want to see Iris Gible evolving into a Gabite. But unfortunately, we already have a screenshot of an Emolga using some electric type move. So probably Iris will use Emolga and of course her Dragonite seen in this screenshot. That means, in my vision, we will have a Dragonite and Dracovish versus Dragonite versus Emolga. Okay, so my thoughts. Emolga will win against Dracovish. Dragonite will then win against Emolga. And then Iris Dragonite will beat Ash's Dragonite. Okay, I want Iris to beat Ash. Normally, I always root for Ash in any PWC battle, even in a Karina battle. But this time, Iris in the game is a gym leader and a champion, of course, but let's talk about in the anime. She has been traveling with Ash for so many years, or I don't know how many months that was in the anime. Anyways, a long time. And then Ash goes to the Kalos region and the Alola region to train and become the Alolan champion. In that time, Iris must have been training really hard as well, and also in the Opelucid Gym. And so, in my opinion, it would be very much a disrespect if Iris, that have been training so long, so hard, just get defeated by some random Dragonite and Dracovish in my case. So, in my opinion, Iris will win against Ash and advance into the Ultra class. And Ash will just take on this as a loss from a good friend, but also he will meet Gary in some time, and I hope Ash defeats Gary this time if they have a mini battle. Not a world championship battle, but that's not the topic. Okay, but we also know there is like a poster with Iris, Ash, and Go sitting and picnicking. Okay, so I don't think it will happen in the episode, but the detail I will take from this is that Chloe probably won't tag along, which is a missed opportunity, but I'm fine with that. And also, a big question is whether Iris Axew will evolve into an Haxoros. But me personally, I don't really care that much about it. If I have to choose, I would say stay as an Axew just because how iconic the Axew is. But many speculate that Iris Axew will evolve into Haxoros, and personally, I believe that Axew has evolved into a Fraxure or an Haxoros. More Haxoros, not Fraxure, because we have seen merge for Haxoros, and also in the promo footage for Iris, we have not seen a single time in Axew, except one scene. I will talk about it. But so hiding Iris Axew and teasing Haxoros. I think Iris Axew has evolved into Haxoros. Okay, so what is the exception of Axew appearing? It's a screenshot of Ash, Silent, and Iris in the Best Wishes series, a flashback. That's great, but I don't think they have to release it in a magazine, but that's great, okay? I'm not gonna complain on this one, just enjoy the series. And we had a flashback with Chuck and a flashback with Lieutenant Surge, so it's great to have a non-original series flashback. That's all very cool. So I have talked a lot, so I will just end this discussion now. For me, to sum it up, I'm so hyped for the episode. I hope it's a Dragonite Dracovish versus Iris, and I hope Iris wins against Ash. I hope Iris becomes a gym leader of the Opelucid Gym, and yeah, I hope there's a lot of continuity, and I hope this episode will be great. Okay, that's already it with today's episode of Anipoke Network. I hope you had fun and the video was informative for you. But anyways, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter at DinoAnipoke. But for now, that's it with me, Pokemon Trainer Dino, and I will catch you next time.